Meanwhile, in this country, a massive blow to Obamacare. A judge has ruled it's unconstitutional. So what's next for health care in this country? Governor of one of the states that stood up to the law, South Carolina's Governor Nikki Haley, here live shortly.
It was huge news with a federal judge ruling President Obama's entire health care reform law unconstitutional. What will the 26 states challenging the law do next? South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley joins us right now from Columbia, South Carolina. Now, her state wants this whole thing repealed. In fact, Governor, when you met with President Obama, you even asked him to repeal his law. I think I can anticipate what he said.
I did. I said that this was expensive for all of the states. South Carolina in particular absolutely could not afford it, and asked him to repeal the law. And he was very clear and said as long as he was president, that was not going to happen. All
right, so you moved ahead, and so did the courts yesterday. That judge went 78 pages long, gave examples, even for the non-legal mind like me, that I could understand. Essentially, you cannot tell people to buy insurance like you can't go tell them to buy General Motors cars. That's just not the way we do things here. So having said that, where does it leave your state?
Well, Brian, first of all, this is not just a simple talking point of states' rights. I think people need to understand that constitutionally, the federal government can't dictate to the states what to do any more than the states can dictate to individuals what they can do. That's what makes this country great. What we're going to do is we're going to acknowledge the fact that they did make a great ruling yesterday and say that it was unconstitutional. I am going to today contact all the other governors in the country and submit a letter to the president asking him to expedite the Supreme Court ruling. You know, this is something that you've got every state in chaos. We've got to make sure that we are taking care of this quickly so that we can move forward with our states. It will cost South Carolina $5 billion over the next 10 years. We're in an $800 million budget hole just this year alone. We can't sustain that. We can't afford it. And so if this is as important as the president says it is, then he should want to see the Supreme Court hearing heard yesterday.
But, Governor, intentionally, I believe, this administration does not want to fast-track it. They had that option after Virginia. After that ruling went the other way, they didn't. They want to slow it down so seniors can start getting their checks, so those people with pre-existing conditions can start getting coverage. They feel as though, I would imagine, they're going to get some momentum behind it for people saying, well, this directly has benefited me. I don't want to give it up.
Brian, if this is that important to the president, if this is his #1 agenda item, he should want the Supreme Court to hear it quickly so that we can move forward. I think that we need to acknowledge the fact that this health care bill, the reason it doesn't work is because it's a one-size-fits-all. It addresses health care services. It doesn't address health. In South Carolina, the reason we have health care issues is not because of the quality of health care. It's because of our poverty numbers and our unemployment. South Carolina's issues are not the same as Massachusetts' issues. He did a health care plan that would cover one state and assumed that it would work for all states. We are an equal opportunity opponent to this health care bill. Our state can't afford it. We absolutely want good health care in South Carolina. We're going to go forward with health care options, but this is not it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Massachusetts can't afford it, and they're trying to fix their bill, and that's mini Obamacare, let alone South Carolina. Now, in the big picture, just for people listening on the outside who don't live in South Carolina, tell us what the problem you have. What part of this bill can't you afford?
You know, the $5 billion over 10 years, what this does is this is going to have employers, rather than offering more health care, they're just going to take the penalty and drop people on the health care rolls. So it's going to put more people in terms of getting government health care, which is going to cost the taxpayers more. It's a bad incentive. It doesn't work. It actually moves us in the wrong direction. We will see unemployment go up. We will see employers drop more health care. We will see the cost of health care go up. It's just not a win in any way for any of the people in this state or for anybody across this country. What I challenge the people out there today is to contact their governor, let them know that we want them to sign on to this letter that we in South Carolina are going to contact all the other governors with and ask the president to expedite the Supreme Court hearing. We need to move on with our states. I need to make sure that my cabinet members can move forward with a plan that we know will work. Right now, we're sitting in chaos because we don't know whether we're going to have to follow this mandate
Right.
or not follow it. I personally hope that we can get rid of the mandate. It's the reason that South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham has provided an opt-out clause. We're supporting him on that. Senator Jim DeMint has provided a repeal. We're supporting him on that. Our Attorney General was one of the first ones to sign on to opposing this and the lawsuit. We've supported that. And then we're also trying to come up with options in our state in order to opt out, which were my discussions with the president. This can't happen to our state or any other state. We've got to stop it now.
Governor Nikki Haley, thanks so much for joining us. You're going to be very busy, and good luck closing that $829 million budget gap. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. It was great to be with you.